Hello, everybody. Good morning, and it's time to begin. Just please, somebody confirm. Very fine. Seems I'm audible. We're getting clear audio, clear visual. Also, guys, yesterday we were talking about other data structures possible. So for data set, we need these two-dimensional structures. There can be other structures also which are in n dimensions. We are not going there for now. We saw there can be a matrix. क्या प्रॉब्लम हुआ था मैट्रिक्स में? Matrix is a 2D structure. Well, but is it all sufficient? Seems like it is not sufficient for us. Anji, reason being, somebody. Can somebody recite that? We can't, we cannot do calculation. And okay, Ashu, you are close, but why we can't do? What is the basic problem there? Ah, yes, now we are talking. And finally, Abhimanyu has put this all together in just one liner. You say, Jagadish, it is not about heading. Heading, in fact, I asked two people that check help of metrics and figure it out whether we can have headings, proper headings. So it is a facility that could be taken care. More serious problem is that we cannot have different data types. Yes, it happened yesterday. If we have different kinds of data types, matrix will figure it out what is the most preferred data type and convert everything else to that data type. If there is a character, everything is character. If there is no character but number and logics, then everything will be numbers. So that is a problem for me. So we reached out to whom? Whom did we reach for help? We figured out there is another, yes, another structure which is data frame, and it is, well, it is doing what we intended. Then we saw that there are some other inbuilt data frames in R. One of them we tried our hands on, that is Iris, right? So there are many other data sets also for this kind of thing, just for fun sake, just for practice sake. So I'll keep telling you every now and then. Okay, so let's go ahead with here in the chat box. I'm dropping you a little code, a small piece of code. Here it goes. You know the drill. What's happening here? You all can make this out. कल भी कुछ ऐसा ही किया था हम लोगों ने. We tried something similar yesterday. So go ahead. Very well. I think short and simple. So this is what we have done. What we are moving towards is we are moving towards data frame operations, just like we did some vector operations. Sanji, what's your idea? What could be the operations required in data? Just like vectors, let's first see if we can index the elements of this data frame, right? Yes or no? If I have a complete entire plethora of data set, how do I access one single element or a couple of elements? So let's do that. So this is your uh, just copy pasting is bad. I gave it to you, I forgot to run myself. Okay, finally. So this is your dataset team1. In vector we say, since vector is just a linear structure, I just have to go give one index. But it is a two-dimensional structure. I have to mention two dimensions. I have to mention both things. So the convention is the square bracket. I will say row number, comma, column number. You remember a square bracket, yes? That is called location. Now which location? So I have to mention two things, rows and columns. So I am mentioning, so the syntax would be always rows first, comma, then column. What do you think? Which element should appear? I am saying row number 2 and column number 1. Element at the intersection of row number 2 and column number 1. What it should be? Jyoti, you are indexing from 0. Remember, indexing begins at 1. Indexing begins at 1 in R, not 0. So if indexing begins at 1, so row number 2 and column number 1. Who is at the intersection? Who is at the intersection? Yeah, I can figure that out. You are in a bad habit of C. I'll convert that habit to a good habit of R. Then there comes Python. It will again ask you to get that habit of C. So yeah, you see, we are notorious people. We'll keep you keep you confused. So for now, it seems like Kohli it should be, and it is Kohli. So this is one way of indexing. What's another way of indexing is this time we index by row number and column number. We can also index by row name and column name. Now, what do we mean by row name? Uh, Row name has nothing much to do, but column name, yes, we can use column name instead of putting column number. So I am saying row is second and column is player name. What it should be? What do you think? It seems like yes again Kohli. Row number 2 and column is player name. So as it happens, again Kohli. But why we do that? Why do we do that? Or if I put it other way, is it doing any good than this? Can you think of something? Very fantastic. Very fine. Good to see. I see that you people are getting the gist. See, if I see team number, team 1, this data set, now there are 3 columns, I can figure it out easily which number of column I want. What if there are 50 columns, right? I will not go counting the columns. If I have to access a column salary, and salary is at number 35, I will not go counting up to 35. I will simply put salary, the column name, and be done with it. Fair? Then there is something else. Here it is. What I'm saying team 1, row number is 2, and column number is blank. So what this one denotes is it is for yes. If I leave the index blank, it means all the indexes. It is as good as I am not asking for an index. So that is, I need second row, that means details of Kohli. And what do you think if I say row is blank and column is 2? What do you think I want? I want yes. So you got this idea? When I mention row number and leave column blank, that means entire row. If I leave rows blank and I'm mentioning column number or column name, it means entire column. So that is it. Second column is runs, so it is mentioning how many runs who has made. So here in the chat box, along with comments for you to copy paste and run. Now these are the ways you should know, but then there is a better way. Yes, Monarch, of course. Not only are throughout henceforth, I have repeated it umpteen number of times, but I think today we can settle this for good. So one last time, everything is case sensitive henceforth. R, Python, Hadoop. Then there is one other way which is considered better and which is way too much popular than this when it comes to data frames. We mention it like team one dollar. If I need to access this second column, that is total runs, how I can do? I can do by this way, putting number 2 or putting column name here in parentheses in these double quotes, mentioning the column name, or I can simply say team one dollar and the variable name, the column name, the vector name, whatever you want to call it. So this also does the same thing, same result, but it is considered better. Now, why is it considered better? To understand that, I would invite you people to type it by yourself. Start typing slowly and look for auto suggestion and tell me what do you see, what do you realize. So very fine. All of you realize that there is auto suggestion. If I type team one, it is auto suggestion to select data. Maybe I do that. As soon as I put dollar sign, there comes a drop down kind of thing, and I can choose whichever column I want to use. Now you don't have to worry by column number, that's one. Second, you don't have to worry by the spelling also. You don't have to worry of the, yes, monarch. You don't have to worry about caps now. You just have to choose. Good, seems nice. So that's why it is better. Now things become simple. To access column, you have used dollar. To access the column that you got from dollar sign. Suppose you want rows also. If you want entire column, you are done here. If you want some particular index also, let's go ahead. Think about it. You have already selected column. You just have to tell the row number. Yes or no? It is as good as that you have a single linear structure of vector, and in vector you want to mention the index numbers. Go ahead. Choose the index number. Say which index number? The same element 2. I don't know why 2 is favorite, but okay for now. And the second element of the selected vector. Well, good so far, everybody. So that's vector indexing. Let's do some uh, data frame operations. A monarch, I will come to that. See the practicality of this. See the practicality of this. Nobody will ask you to tell me details of if this. Consider this: if is this is data of 1,000 cricketers who have played for Indian cricket team. Nobody will ask you to go to the person who is at 704 number. Who will do that? Getting the idea? Nobody will say it like, okay, tell me the data set of person at on the row number of 704. However, somebody may say that let's see what has been their total average of runs, what have been their on and average strike rate. So yes, people will talk in terms of columns usually. Okay, let's do some data frame operations. What else is important is another thing that is important is which you already know, data correction and data updation. So when you can index an element, you can correct that element. You have just you have to assign that value. So let's see how to update our data. Our data will be needed to be updated from time to time. So let's see. Now there is another way, another a few things. Just have a look what you are doing this time. Check it out. Simple है and nothing tricky so far. All okay, right? So you have got the idea by now. What are we trying to do next? What are we trying to do next is your data. Again, since your data has two dimensions, it can be updated in two dimensions. One dimension is there are these players and then there are some more players. So this is called row-wise binding. I want to bind some rows with some other rows and make a bigger data set. Okay. So this row-wise binding, there is a function we use. It is rbind. If you can type, you should type. I think typing is fun now. Doing it yourself, not waiting for me to copy paste. Anyway, I'm dropping in chat box to avoid some syntax errors and this and that. For now, you can follow this. And I'm using spaces just for readability, just for the code to look good. I'm creating a complete team. Rbind is the function. I'm binding team 1 with team 2 and it is happening row wise. So let's see how it looks. Complete team, it is a data frame. Player name is character. Yes, it should be. Runs and strike rate are numbers. Well, they should be numbers. Very fine. And now you have the master data set here. All the rows put together. What else can happen? What else could your data need to be updated on upon it? How do you think? This was row-wise binding. There were some observations. Now there are some more observations, and you have bind all the rows together. Yes, you may need to bind some columns also. Columns in the sense you have this player Rohit. You have two information about Rohit, runs and strike rate. Say now you have some more information about Rohit. So you will need to create few more columns, no? Yes or no? So that is column wise binding. We will need to update columns. So, and for that the function is cbind. So let's take an example. Suppose we have already created this complete team. Okay, so let's not worry about it. This is sorted. Suppose now I have these players, 6 players. I am calling it complete team. Well and fine. Now I have some new information. I have their ages. I have the age of these players. Very fine. Then there is another new information. I have information about how many sixes these people have hit. So that's here. Hit 6. How many sixers they have cracked. So that is now cbind. I want to bind the complete team along with this new information. Here in the chat box. Take it from here and see for yourselves कैसा आता है डेटा आपका, how your data looks now. Okay, very fine. I see many of you are done. Okay. So there is a team1 info variable here. If I have a look at team1 info, so now all the information is put together. Yes, whatever information I needed to put together, now it is there. Error in cbind. Rehan, it is happening because, okay, error, Rehan, read out the error. It is saying, it is already telling you that complete team not found. It means you forgot to execute that function, that line of command in which you are making a complete team. So when you do that, it will appear in your environment, and as already said, whatever is on environment R will only talk to that. Either it should be built-in dataset or it should be there on environment. Other than that, R doesn't know what you are talking about. If it is there in environment, then okay, run again. There should not happen any error in CY. It would be just good. Keep an eye on that capital C you have used. If you are just copy pasting from my code, it should have been all good. There could not have been error because in this code, in my code, what I am texting you, I am pinging you, case sensitivity is taken care of. Okay, very fine. Now applying some functions on data frame. There are functions which can be run on matrix. There are functions which can be run on vectors. Similarly, there are functions which make sense on data frame. So let's see. Okay. Here in the chat box, check them out. See what they are telling. Is it okay? All seems good. Now I am asking you a few questions. So sit tight and pay attention, please. If so far you have reached, so I think you can do just good. And now set your now you can set the chat to private so that only I see. So choose my name from the attendees list, and your chat would be pinged to me only. Now I'm making a statement. You would code for that, run it, and if everything goes fine, the desired way, tell me what you are doing. First things first. Thank you, Manohar, for the very first question, which I need to ask. You have this team info. Say, by mistake, I entered 34. Didn't it occur to you? What is the strike rate? Anybody can somebody tell me? Okay, this can be public. What is a strike rate? Do you people know? What's that? You are analyzing this data already. You don't even know what is this. Yeah, begin to get the idea. You don't know what animal you are dealing with. So don't rush. So this is your lesson number one today. The strike rate is not max score. Its strike rate is not average of all matches. The strike rate means number of runs scored per 100 balls. If a batsman has faced 100 balls, how many runs he scores on an average? So that is a strike rate. Now coming to the funny part. I don't know how many cricket fans here. I'm not much of a fan, but at least that much I know that it's Jadeja, lovingly called Sir Ravinder Jadeja, for a very good reason. For a very good reason that he is one of the best all-rounders, the brightest all-rounders India ever got. Right? His strike rate doesn't gel with his reputation. Perhaps it is a mistake. What I want you to do is Google his strike rate. Google the strike rate of Ravindra Jadeja in ODIs and replace it here. Find that value out and correct this value. Do it yourself and tell me if you are able to do that. Then we will talk about something else. I'm muting myself. Just drop your chat in private. I don't want everybody to see everybody's chat. I don't want copy paste. You got the question now, correct? Could you please show me? What am I asking? I'm asking top three rows of this data set. So Aditya, it is showing me entire data set. Okay. Well, most of you are doing it right. Now, now comes something tricky. Something tricky. I'm asking you, can you? I want to sort the success vector. I want to see the success vector in descending order. Would you please do that? Mind you, not entire data. I'm talking about just its vector. I want it to be in descending order. Yes, print the values in descending order, Ashutosh. Great, Harika. Jyoti, for once, it is not descending order. Second, don't post me in the public chat. Your answer. बढ़िया. Good, Harika, Ashutosh. Okay, Shankar. It's not doing anything, Shankar. Hmm. Monarch, it is not doing anything. Monarch, your code. Are you trying it? Don't just hurl away your code to me. Just first, for once, try by yourself. Very well. Most of you are doing hit sixes. You are not sorting actually this. You are not sorting this. You are sorting this, the vector created. Getting the idea? You are sorting this data set. If there is some updating, correcting here, your code is not doing that. Error. What's the error, Anubhav? Harika nailed it in the very first attempt. Yeah, Anubhav, you are giving data frames name. Where is success column? It doesn't know what to do with this data set. This is the entire data set. You are saying sort this data set. What does it do? It doesn't know what to do. Sort function doesn't work on entire data frame. It works on a particular vector. So maybe you people got the idea. Okay, there comes another question. I'm saying, I'm just calling Shubhangi. Sorting is equal to true. Shubhangi, what you are doing is okay. I'll tell you. This is your data set, and what most of you have done right is many of you are doing this. Sort hit 6 decreasing, okay, decreasing order. If you do that, okay, it will sort, but it is sorting what? It is sorting the hit 6 vector. This one. It is not taking this column from dataset. You getting the gist? This vector will remain same, and this vector is a different thing now. It is part of this dataset. So it should not have been like this. It should have been. So now I am talking about the right vector. I am talking about which hit 6, who is part of this dataset, who is column in this dataset. That decreasing is equal to true. So that is for one, Shubhangi, and many others. However, you are seeing the same result. So that is second mistake. Okay, coming to that. What Shivangi and okay, more or less, Mujamil, you are also making the same mistake. What? Acha, you people can tell me what if I do it like this? I'm sorting it, but I'm not printing it. What I'm doing here? Think about it. Think about it. What will happen? Is there something wrong happening here? I'm saying sort team info hit 6 vector in decreasing order very well, and then assign it where? On the hit 6 vector of team info dataset. You realize what is going to happen? Since it will overwrite on this. And what will be the new values? New values will be in sorted order. Getting the gist? What will happen? It will wonk out the hit 6 column for all the players. Just pay attention. Pay attention how does it change. Pay attention to this and this. Okay? Raina has 111 sixes. But now you are saying you have sorted this vector in decreasing order, and now you have assigned again. If I refresh it, you see, what do you see? It will show you that hit sixes are minimum by Rena because you have assigned it that way. What do you have against Rena? Is there something against Rena? Getting the idea? You cannot sort data this way. So other data is remaining the same. You have just sorted this or column, and you have just wonked out the entire data set now. So this is happening wrong. Well, coming on to one final fun question. Is it fun? Is it going fun? You enjoying this? I hope so. I want you to find out who is the
Alok sir,
uh, yes, Abhimanyu.
sir, I didn't get the last answer. What is the answer for that query?
Uh, the I just asked you to print it simply.
Only the hit 6 column, right, sir?
Yes, only the head 6 column. We just figured out we cannot sort the data this way. So I have originally this data set. I
Okay,
am saying I need to print the hit 6 column in sorted order. Here it is.
okay. So this is the right answer, right?
Uh-huh. Right.
Okay, thank
Now, taking a step further, I want you to print the name of youngest player. Think about it, what I am asking. Print the name of the youngest player. Okay, okay. So you are getting some idea, you people now. You have begun to struggle, and when you struggle, you win sooner or later. Oh my goodness, a fantastic Jyoti. Awesome and amazing. I was not expecting. Really, I was not expecting this. Nice. Okay, I know this is a bit out of the way, but it is so good to see that you people are trying your best. Many of you have many of you step forward and you have done something this or that. Good. Okay, let's see. I have asked you the who is the youngest player here. How do we do that? What is the minimum age? Youngest means minimum age. It is as simple as that. Yes. I am saying team info age column. Yes, I reached that vector. Team info, player age vector, and what is the minimum value here? What is it? It is 25. Fair? Very fine. I know I have heard of one function who is called which function? Which function? Array, which function? What does it do? It takes a condition and tells me the index number where this condition is true. Yes or no? We got to know that. So I am saying which index I want to go. I want to go to the index where player age becomes 25. Simple. I want to go that index where player age becomes 25 and that index is second. So far so good. Now what do I want to do? Team info, I said not player age. I want the player's name. Who is the youngest? Yes, my question was that. I want to see which player is the youngest. So team info dollar. Let's find out player name. Player name on which index? This index number 2. Who is it? Whosoever it is. You got this idea? All set? Good so far? So this is one way of doing it. This is one way of doing it. Can I do it in a better way? In what better way? Think of it. Think about it. which function gives you liberty to give a condition. What condition? Well, it was minimum condition. You see, this condition could have been, tell me a player age who is above 30, below 30, yeah, exactly equal to 30, whatever the condition, which function serves the purpose. I found out the index number, I put the index number here, or can I do it better way? Yes, I can do it in a better way. Board mass, remember board mass? Don't need to manually see on which index. I am saying this which function will find out the index, and whatever index comes, you just print the result. I am not worried about whether it is 2 or 20. Board mass bracket within bracket. Remember that. Could I do something still better? Yes, there is something still better we can do. This time, I am not even worried about 25. What was our concern? What was our concern? Remember, my concern is I need to print the name of the player who is the youngest, whose age is minimum. Whose age is minimum, so min, which family has three functions, which max, and which min. So I am saying go to the one which is minimum. You all are getting this right? Understanding it? I'm dropping these steps in the chat box. Okay. By, I did it in the console by mistake. Here in the chat box, maybe you can run it and you will get the idea right. Okay, here. So I hope you got some idea how we'll be dealing. Let's take a break and okay. And if there is any query, I would like to see that. Please think about it. Dobara, check your code once again. Check your just skim through your code once again, and if there is any query, please drop it in the chat box. I will take that after the break. For now, let's freshen up, stretch yourself, walk around a little bit, okay, and we'll continue in some around 10 minutes. It is 11. Yes, okay, 11:18 by my clock. So we resume at, well, take 12 minutes break. 11:30. Okay, and I'll extend a little bit today. We lost 5 minutes in the beginning. Well, guys, see you there. Well, guys, hope everybody is back. It's almost time. Just please ping me. Those who are here. Okay, seems like many of you. Very well. Okay, very well. So now you can set the chat box to public again. Everybody, please do that as well. Then there is, you have seen vectors, you have seen matrix, you have seen data frame. Then there is another structure which is list. Now again, don't consider this list, uh, with context to Python or any other language. In R, everything means a bit different. What was vectors? It was a linear set of values, right? We combined some values and we saw that it could be a number, it could be a letter, it could be true and false, it could be anything, and it can go up to any length, just in linearly put. So list is also similar in that way. It is also a linear set of elements actually, not values. So list is defined like by function list, just like matrix, just like data frame. Here the keyword is list. It is also a linear set, linear structure, but of elements. Elements in the sense its elements can be its elements can be a single value. Its element can be multiple values also, like vector. Its element can be a matrix. Its element can be a data frame. Even its element can be another list. Fair? So again, several elements put together in a linear structure that becomes list. Elements can be different data structures. That's not our worry. Now, if you ask me what is the practicality of this kind of a structure, well, um, not immediate. We are going to see. So usually you will be running on. You will be dealing with two-dimensional data sets, mostly data frames. But you should know list because many algorithms will give output in form of list. So you should know that. So that is a list. So let's go to hands-on. Maybe it will give a better clarity. What is this? What do you say? It's value, element, vector, matrix, data frame. What I'm doing here in the highlighted code. Alright. You able to see that? Yes. I'm creating a vector. It is vector called stadiums and it contains names of some stadiums. The combine function. Then I am creating a matrix called, well, it is also called a matrix. I am creating matrix. These are the values I need to fill in this matrix, and I need to create two columns of these values. Without typing, what do you think this matrix will look like? If you were paying attention, will it look like 1, 2, 3, and so on, and then it will begin here 6, 7, 8, and so on? Well, it may also look like 1 and 2, 3 and 4, and 5, and so on. Hmm. Any idea? Anybody wants? Okay, Ashutosh has one opinion. Anybody else? Both are 1 to 10 with two columns, Anubhav. But what way these 1 to 10 values are going to fill? So this is column wise filling. I am filling first column, then I am filling second column. Or it may go it like that. I am filling first row, then I will fill second row. What do you think is going to happen? Let's see. Let's find this out. We create a matrix, and if I view that, yes, which case is this? So yes, the by default filling is happening with column wise. If you check the help of matrix function, there is facility to do it this way also. It is also possible. Figure that out. You should be able to figure that out. There is a by row parameter there. Yes, exactly, Ashutosh. Correct. So this is your cue, people. Start exploring things. Just play around, fool around with things. Okay, experiment. R is not charging you money. Good news. Make mistakes. Okay, however, so I have a vector, that's a stadium. I have a matrix, which is a matrix. I don't know why we are doing that, but it is the way it is. Now I want to create a my list, and this list will be having three elements. Team info, we have already created. Then there is stadiums, which is a vector. Then there is a matrix, which is a matrix. Let's see how my list looks like. So we have created a list. You see the list is created in the environment. If I click on the blue button, it displays me all the elements like that. And depending on the element, there can be further elements within that within the element. If I print it, well, print it. Okay, it will print all the three elements one by one. The element number will be displayed here like in double square brackets. So you know this is element number 1, which is a data frame looking like this. Element number 2, which is something else. Element number 3. Fair? Here in the chat box. So just copy paste and run and tell me that you are done through this. Okay, seems everybody is done with this. One further thing which you can do is, just like SQL, in SQL, what did you use? Alias. Remember? You have seen alias. So you can give your choice of names to the element you want to add to list. So here in the chat box, again, just run it and see what is the difference. Just run it this way. This time I am giving that alias kind of things to the elements which I want to add to the list. You see something different happening? Yes, this time you see that element number is gone. Now it is showing you dollar my team, dollar my stat, dollar my matrix kind of thing. So this seems like a good idea because you already know that this dollar operation, the dollar operator gives me certain liberty. What happens with dollar? You know that. I put dollar and there is suddenly what? Auto suggestion, right? Access becomes easy. So I don't need to remember what was the element, or I don't need to remember which number on which index it was coming. Say I need to index my team. Very good. I can do that. I need to index a particular element of my team. Let's go ahead. My list, dollar, my team, dollar. Well, tell me where to go. Let's go to player name. Here we are. Let's index player number 3. Okay. In the player vector, now we can go to the index number 3 or 4 or whatever you want. Go ahead. Which one of these you like the most? Go ahead. All good so far? Nobody calling me in just yet. Seems like everybody is getting everything. Sure, Anubhav. But okay, other than that, that's okay. Other than that is going just fine. How to add new data in between? Okay, Manohar, we'll come to that. Just give me a 5 minutes. And put your chat in public so that others also see. And if I miss that, maybe if not you, somebody else will remind me. So make your chat public now. Oh, we have two Jyotis here in my mailing list. Jyoti, which one is you? Jyoti Smita or Jyoti Nata? Guys, please tell me the mail ID. So at least those whom I'm naming out. I need to clean my mailing list time to time. I have a mandate that I don't keep sending mails to everybody. Okay, fine. My now that's something. Out of context because it has nothing to do with training. It has something to do with your job hunt. When you are creating your resume and when you are creating your LinkedIn profile or maybe master profile, there is a superset portal of Ematicus, where Ematicus would be sharing. There would be uh, organizations whom with we have tie-up, and they would be looking for candidates. So it is an advice. You can take it, from a big brother, from a senior business, or whatever you want to call me. Keep it professional looking. Your mail ID should be your first name, last name, or last name, first name, and that's it. No random numbers coming in, no random text coming in. If you are not getting that on Gmail or Hotmail, well, these are popular portals, you can go for something else. Just for resume purpose, just for LinkedIn purpose. But your resume should look professional throughout. I hope I am making sense. It is just out of context came in between. So just telling you. Rest all is up to you. Rest is up to you. I don't mind. I am happy. You can have your mail IDs like Superman and Wonder Woman. Doesn't bother me. Well, I have dropped you a mail. Just check it. There's a data set there. Download it. What will happen is that you will not create data like that. Maybe you were already worried about it. Worried about it? Am I going to do this? I will create vectors of thousands of people and then I will be doing C bind and R bind. And is it going to be this way? No, it won't be going this way. It would be usually it would be that you will be receiving data from some data source. Your data source will be downloading their dataset from their server. Server means, yeah, DBMS, any server. MySQL, Postgre, Microsoft, maybe even a cloud. Okay. So first things to pay attention is you have received this data. It is looking like Excel file. In fact, opening also in MS Excel, but yet it is not Excel file. It is not Excel. Pay attention to the extension. This file is not Excel sheet, the usual XLSX. You see that? It is, yes, it's CSV file. It is called comma separated values. When your data sits on the database, it is not like that there are rows and columns. It is just rows. And all the values are separated by a comma. The column definition, the way you create a table. Remember, you create a table. and you when inserted values into table. How did you enter that? You entered a row and it was separated by commas. This comma, this comma, this comma, this comma, this. So that's the format which is received and exported by your DBMS. So usually you will deal with data of CSV format. Okay, fine enough. Some Visheshta, you want to say something? Your mic was on. Visheshta, do you want to stop me for something? Okay, fine. Fair enough. So I was talking about CSV form. You will receive data like that in raw form. It is the raw data coming from your data source. He or she has downloaded this from their server. I don't know where this data is coming from. I just know that they have this data available and they have a particular problem. And they are relying on me to address that problem. My problems are different. What are my problems? I have a tool R which only talks to the data which is on its environment. So start making this also a habit. When you start off with a new data set, you should clean your environment, clean history, free some memory, and start in a fresh script file. Close others. And there you start coding. Okay, there are some direct facilities which I would restrict you to use for now. You can try your hands on later. You see in your environment there is a tab import dataset. If you click on that, you will see several options from text, base, from text, reader, from Excel file, from SPSS, SAS, Strata. Alright, so these are various options you can use to import file. However, doing that you will not learn something important which I want to make it a point here today. So you have downloaded that dataset, it is in some folder. So R will only communicate with one particular folder on your machine. We call it working directory, WD. Currently, you see this below the console, there is something written in very hazy format. That's your current working directory. That's the location to which your R is communicating currently. So let's see how we can choose working directory of our choice. Monarch, the shorthand is Control L or you can press this broom sign on the corner. Same goes for environment, same goes for history. Look for this broom sign kind of. You must be having Clean Master on your cell phones. Remember that icon? It was a useless tool, but somehow it popularized the icon. Okay. So let's go to session. On the top, there is a tab session. And here there is the option set working directory. And within set working directory, there is the option choose directory. There is a shorthand for that also. But for now, when there is facility in RStudio, let's use that. Let's exploit that. Everybody here? Everybody here? If I click on this, choose directory, there is a pop-up, and in this pop-up, I can choose whatever folder I want to choose. So suppose your data is in downloads currently, or maybe in whatever folder. Suppose my data is in this folder, building grade. I come here and I see no items matching your search. So that is perfectly fine because you are choosing folder, you are not choosing the file. Get this right. Getting this idea? You will not see the file here. You will not see that bank dataset, that if it is here or no. It will not be here. You just have to choose the folder. So I say open. So I'm not choosing this for now, but you can choose the appropriate folder in which your dataset is there. Currently invisible. But anyway, choose that folder. I will choose the right folder where my dataset is. It is in DSPR and I choose it. What has happened is there is a command executed, setwd, which stands for set working directory. Fine. So either way, you can use the shorthand, you can manually go to sessions and working directory and choose directory, or you can just use the command. The problem is you will have to remember the path. So let's not worry about these things which are not required. How come Bharat you didn't receive the mail? Anybody else who didn't receive the mail? Is it happening with somebody? Bharat, you must have not received another mail also then? Any other mail you didn't receive? Okay, for now let's stick to this. Bharat, check it in a minute and tell me if you receive it now. Okay, let's stick to now. So Now that your working directory is set, so now R knows that this is the folder we need to talk to, and now it can see that data set there. What I want, the data is still not environment. Data is in working directory. I need to fetch that data to environment to do something about that. So the function is read.csv. I need to read a CSV file. The syntax would be, I would mention the function, the file name in quotes or double quotes. So the file is bank along with extension bank.csv. Okay. So it will read the data from that CSV file. And what will it do? What will it do? Just pay attention. Don't do it just yet. What it has done? It has printed that data set. Because I did not tell it that read the data and do what? Do what? Assign it to some variable. Yes or no? We always did that. Whatever data I need it to be in form of a variable on the environment, then we will do something about it. So now I am saying the complete thing. Read this CSV file, fetch this onto a variable called bank. Bank is just variable name. You can name it anything. It is not because that file name is bank. It is because I need to be intuitive. Other than that, you can name it anything. What would you want to name it? Rocky Bhai? Something? No, don't do that. Keep intuitive. Also, I would not drop each and every code now. I want you people to be in practice of coding yourself. Maybe I can go a bit slow so that you can cope up with coding and again having a look at my screen. But try doing that. Soon enough you will be at sync, and soon enough you will be in practice of coding yourself, and that is really where fun begins. Without coding yourself, you know, well, it is not much fun. How many people are facing errors? Take a minute, do it yourself, and tell me, are you able to do it yourself? Those who are having problem, do tell me. What is the problem? What is it that they are not getting? Guys, please tell me if you are facing problem. Otherwise, I am assuming that everything is going, all hunky dory, and let's go ahead. If that be the case, no problem, no problem, no problem. Sure, Kavya, by all means. Don't worry, you will receive a recording. Data hasn't come to the environment because what is the error? What is the error when it is showing error? Tell me what is the error. It is read.csv, Anubhav. It is on the screen. It is on the screen already. WhatsApp, Monarch, are you not logged in on machine? See, WhatsApp may seem convenient to you people, it is not convenient to me. Monarch Bank CSV, the file name has to be in quotes or double quotes. That's problem one. Are you making that mistake? What else? Monarch, you got it, I think. Unable to find directory. Monarch, where is your dataset is? You don't need to type everything, you just need to go to sessions, set working directory, choose directory, and choose the folder where you have saved this data. You must have downloaded it from my mail. It must have gone into your download folder or whatever folder you have set as a default download. Maybe choose that.
Sir, I downloaded it, but it is in my downloads folder, but it is not showing anything.
It will not show anything. It will not show anything. If I choose save this folder, it will not show file here. You just have to choose the folder. You are not choosing the file. Okay. So file folder name is here. It must be download. You just click open.
Directly open.
Yeah. Do that.
Wait, sir. Session, working directory, choose directory. Downloads.
Yeah, downloads where your file is.
R session aborted. Start new session.
Aborted.
Yes, sir.
Can you share the screen?
Fatal error is. Sir, I am using it on web now. So it shows some error while sharing.
Okay. Monarch, could you download the app? Why don't you download the GoToMeeting app? Anybody who is on app and can also facing problem. Anubhav, are you on app currently? Are you on PC ready to share a screen?
Sir, which folder should I choose? The one in which the bank file is.
Yes, only the folder where this bank file is.
Okay, sir. Same error, sir. R encountered a fatal error. Session was terminated. R session aborted.
Are you using company provided laptop?
Sorry?
Are you using a company provided laptop? Is it so? It sometimes happens that C
No,
drive
sir,
is
no.
secure.
It's my personal.
It's your personal laptop. I mean, then do one thing. Just
Nahin, sir.
copy paste that data from that download folder to some other drive, E drive or D drive, and choose working directory as your D drive, and do that. I think that would do.
Okay, sir. Let me try.
For now, you can pay attention to the screen of Anubhav. Go ahead, Anubhav. No, first show me what I doubt. I need to see that. Where is that bank.csv file saved? Where have you downloaded it? I seriously doubt that it
I
is.
downloaded it. Download.
It's in
Yeah.
the download folder. Okay, fantastic. Go ahead. Go to R. Let's set working directory. Yeah, click on that. Choose directory. Go ahead. Okay, there. Choose downloads. Open.
So it will open this entire folder itself.
That is the idea, no? We are choosing the folder. We are not choosing file. Open.
Okay.
And okay, it's set. Go ahead. Read the file.
So now I have to type it manually, right?
No, you can copy paste. I have just pinged in the chat box. You see, you have a variable bank on your environment and it is available for further analysis.
Okay. But I can't able to see my environment. Where is the environment gone?
How can't you see your environment? I can see your environment. It is your environment, no? You see a variable bank. It has some 45,000 rows, observations of 10 variables. It is written there.
Just a minute. Yeah. Now I can able to see. Yeah,
Okay.
it's there. Yeah.
Okay. Fair. Seems good. I would also advise there are lots of tabs you have already opened from the previous file. I think. Okay. They are all those team info, complete team, team one, team two. Close them all. They are only going to confuse you.
Okay. I will close it. But as of now, I have to save it also. So
Save
is
what?
it going to affect?
No. You just need to save your script file, the code. You don't need to save those views. View you can do anytime, no?
Okay. Yeah, script file only I'm telling. Script file I need to save
Script
it.
files you will obviously script file you should save, but I'm talking
Yeah.
about the view window where you are just viewing the datasets, the tables.
This one.
You can no the right side. Just right to this. Yes,
This.
this is just a vision. Close, close, and close everything. Anybody else? Anybody else who's remaining? Shankar, share the screen. Others, please keep patience with us. It is important because this is just the beginning of dealing with dataset, so it usually takes some time.
Sir, it is not doing anything good. Still same error. R session aborted.
Just a moment.
Start session again.
Just one moment, Monarch. Your working directory is not set, Shankar. It is still some videos. What are you watching? Money Heist? Or doesn't want that? Go to sessions. Show me where this file you have downloaded. You are choosing videos, but really, your bank CSV is in videos. Where have you downloaded this? Cut it, minimize RStudio, manually show me. Show me your computer location where you have downloaded this. No need to download time and again. Close this, Shankar. Just follow me what I'm asking you. I don't need to see the file. I need to see the location where you have downloaded. Okay, let's do one thing. Shankar, you see those. Okay, that you have already done. See those three dots there. See the three dots there. Click on downloads. You see, you are downloading in downloads. You are creating working directory as videos. Not doing. Shankar, it doesn't matter how many times you open this file. It has nothing to do with that. Close it all. Close it all and let's set the right working directory. Go to sessions, choose working directory and set it to downloads. Just downloads, not share it, your downloads. Open, correct, open. And it's good to go. Check your environment. You should be having a variable. Check your environment. See if there is variable. Monarch, you are presenter now. Just check for once if you can share the screen. Maybe it will take a moment, but even web can share the screen.
So, so this is my bank file.
Okay.
Here in downloads, this is my RStudio. Starting with session, working directory, choose directory, downloads,
Meanwhile,
open.
or encountered a fatal error. Start new session. Okay, go ahead. Start new session.
I'm doing this for 4th, 5th time, sir. So it automatically opens it in this folder where documents is.
That's it. Okay, but choose something else. You choose downloads. Okay, open. Is it happening with all the folders? Okay. Okay. Go ahead one more
It is
time.
setting here, set WDC on the left. Sorry, sir.
Go ahead one more time. I'm telling you something. Start new session. Meanwhile, others, you can copy paste
Yes,
from chat box and have some fun. Here is something about bank dataset. You just downloaded. Just go ahead, have a look around. Monarch, choose a directory which is not on C drive. Just go ahead. Let's see if it helps.
which is not on C drive.
Go ahead with go to this PC and you must be having some other drive. So maybe choose E or D.
E for the sign. Okay. Yes, sir.
So you are good to go.
Something
It
new
is
happened.
that, pardon?
I said something new happened.
Now your working drive is E, so you will have to tweak it out that you will have to copy paste. You can do two things. What has happened is your C drive is secured for some reason. That's
Okay.
why I suspected that it is a company laptop. I remember I asked that first thing, but
Yes,
it's
sir. Yes,
okay,
sir.
no problem. No, not a major problem. You can just set your default download folder to E drive so that your datasets, you will receive your datasets in E drive and you can start creating your own folders. For now, you can just
Okay,
copy
sir. Okay.
paste that dataset from there.
The
Yes, I suppose
re.s.
you can do it whichever way you want. You see, I'll just show you. My intention was that one, you know that there is a concept of working directory. Second thing, you should know the functions which are running, which are doing this kind of things. Other than that, it is very simple. You can just go to this import dataset, click, click, click. I need to read text. Go to the file. Which file it is? Say the bank file. Wherever it is. Now you have pop-up facility. So you can go to anywhere and open. It will show you this is, and since it is CSV form, it will look like this, comma, 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 encoding this, that, and data frame में जब आ जाएगी, when you will be seeing the data frame, how it will look something like this. So seems everything going good. Maybe we can import. Click import. It will choose the full path for you. It will also open the view for you people. So you can do that this way. You can you want to write this entire thing, maybe be my guest, go ahead. Okay, either way everything is fine. The point is that you should know these things. Monarch is still showing error. What error? Let's do one thing, guys. So I'll not keep everybody occupied. Monarch, you can stay. If there is particular question of anyone, they can stay. If you have no further question for up to now, whatever we have been doing, they are free to leave. So bye bye and take care. And I'll ping you again for the next schedule. And watch out for my mail. I will send you something to practice. Very fine. So very welcome everybody and bye bye.